Hey everybody, it's Nick from Android Headlines, and today we're going to be unboxing the iRobot Roomba 980. So the Roomba 980 is something a little bit different than we've done in the past. Of course, this is a robotic vacuum, but it's also a smart vacuum of sorts because it has an app that connects to your phone and allows you to manage and do all different kinds of things with it via your phone instead of interfacing via a different way. So as you can tell, this is a pretty large thing. You can look at the size of my hands. It's a pretty good sized little vacuum. But one of the features of this one is that it's thinner than the previous models. This one's only a little over 3 inches thick, and that's designed so that it can fit under more pieces of furniture than previous models could. So taking a look at the front of the machine here, you'll find the buttons right on the face here, a nice big clean button. You got a couple of different other buttons here. You got some sensors along the panel. And then of course on the sides here, you're going to have a couple of more sensors. There's just tons of different things around the edge here for the thing to basically figure out exactly how your house is laid out and where it's going to need to go to clean it. If we flip it to the underside here, you're going to find the new cleaning brushes that were introduced with last year's model. These are going to actually be silicone strips instead of brushes, so they're not going to get things caught in them like a traditional vacuum would if you have lots of hair or whatever around. And particularly if you have pets, you probably know that's a huge problem. You've got a rotating wheel up here, and then of course your regular wheels here for moving around. You have a battery panel here, a little sweeping brush thing here. This is going to be able to grab things out of the corner and push it towards the middle here to clean off. And then of course, plenty of other sensors and that sort of thing in here. So let's put this to the side and we'll take a look at what else is in the box. So we've got a couple of manuals here. We can go over those in a little bit, but that's going to be your manual package. So we'll pull some of the extra things around here. You got your charging dock here. Now what's really cool about this is it's going to be able to find the charging dock, so you're not going to have to come home, find a dead one in the middle of the floor, and charge it yourself, and then have to, of course, clean your house, since what would be the point of a robot vacuum if you had to do that. So it can go and find the dock and charge itself, and then go back to doing its job. It's just a simple little dock. It's got a non-slip thing here. And your power cord, the sensor so the vacuum can find it, and of course your power light just to let you know that this thing is still working or not. Also in here are going to be some of the accessories. You have your light houses here. Now these are going to help blockade off a room or anything like that if you don't want the Roomba to go in there, or if you don't want it to go in a certain area. So if you have something fragile, or whatever other reason you don't want the Roomba to go somewhere, you can just set these up. It'll create a little barrier in between the two, and it will not pass that at all. There's a couple batteries included for each of the lighthouses. And of course you have your power cables, a filter, and an extra brush for when that one just gets a little bit too worn out to be effective. That looks to be about it for this, so let's go ahead and try to do the initial setup. Alright, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and peel the plastic off the side of this. This, of course, is just packing plastic to make sure that nice shiny outside doesn't get all scratched. And then once we do that, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. Then we're going to want to pull the yellow tab to activate the battery. Got to give it a pretty decent tug there, but it didn't rip, so don't worry too much about it. Of course, you also want to pull out the cardboard from the base, since that's going to cause a few problems if you're trying to operate it with that. Then the next thing we're going to do is set up the home base. So I've already plugged this one into the wall. Now we're going to go ahead and plug this into the side of the base here. You'll see the little light turns on. Then in order to activate it, we're going to actually just place it right on the base. And there's the nice little wake-up sound. So if you want to just do a quick clean, you can go ahead and press the power button. That one's just going to go ahead and make it do a quick little clean without setting any kind of schedules or anything advanced like that up like you could do in the app. But then you can also set up the app as well. So pressing that button once is going to turn it on, and pressing it twice again is going to make it start. Alright, so pressing that button, of course, is going to just turn it off. And you'll notice here the sides actually push in a little bit. Now these are going to be to help it figure out where it's bumping into, since it's going to be going forward this way anyway. So that's just a little slight tap of this is going to tell it, hey, I've hit something, I need to turn. And it's going to go ahead and turn a slightly different direction and try to map out your whole house to figure out where things are and where it needs to be cleaning. So the next thing you're going to want to do on setup is go ahead and download the iRobot Home app from the Play Store. Since we've already done that, we'll go ahead and open it for the very first time. Here you're going to be accepting the user agreement. You'll select your language and all that stuff. And now we're also going to set up the new Roomba. So you're of course going to want to make sure that the robot is on before you go ahead and try to pair it. So we'll go ahead and set up a new Roomba. So it's going to guide you through the steps that it guided you through in the manual, but this is just in case you forgot them or maybe lost your manual or something like that. It's going to tell you that your mobile device is connected to this network here. This is of course my home network. We're going to set up that password, so we'll cut it real quick. And then after you set up the password on the next screen, you're going to go ahead and activate the Roomba. So it wants you to press and hold the home and the target buttons that are going to be on the front of the Roomba itself. Which after we press both the buttons, you're going to find the little Wi-Fi icon lighting up here. This means that it's ready for pairing, and your phone is now going to help it set up and connect to your home Wi-Fi network. Now that we've got that set, we'll go ahead and continue in the app until it finds the Roomba itself. So if it's taking a long time to connect, you can actually go into the Wi-Fi settings on the phone itself, like it says here, and connect to the Roomba vacuum by yourself. So we'll go ahead and go in here, and we'll click on the Roomba vacuum. Just to
connected to Roomba. Please use the iRobot app to complete setup.
So now it's letting you know that it has set the network connection to the vacuum itself, and now the Roomba is going to be connecting to your home's Wi-Fi network. This is going to enable you to access the Roomba anywhere using this app, which is really a super nice feature of the Roomba itself. So if you really want to have a lot of fun, you can name your Roomba, you can change the language to a number of other languages that you see here, and of course you can give it its birth date, which I guess we'll just leave it as today.
Your Roomba is fully set up and ready to go. We hope you enjoy your robot.
So now it goes through a little intro video, which we'll go ahead and skip for the sake of length of this video. And of course then from here you can go through a number of the different app settings. You can clean with the giant clean button, you can adjust the Roomba's behavior and settings in here, and you can also set weekly cleanings from the schedule at the bottom. Now, of course, there's also a slide out menu here that you can add separate Roombas. So let's say you have a rather large house, maybe 2 stories, and you want to have more than one Roomba cleaning both of those stories, since it probably can't ascend or descend the stairs very well without crashing. Of course, you may have a number of other reasons for owning more than one vacuum, but regardless, we can go ahead and hit clean here. It'll start the job, and here goes the vacuum. And so now you can actually pause it from the same button. It's going to go ahead and pause it, and then the job will automatically be canceled within 90 minutes if you forget to resume it. If you just want to end the job or you resume, you can do it straight from here. We'll go ahead and end the job and return to home base. So now it's going to go find its way. There's a reason you're supposed to set the home base up in a corner, because otherwise if you set it up in the middle of the room or something like that, as it tries to climb on top, it's actually going to knock the home base over a little bit, and it's going to have quite a hard time of finding that one. So that was the initial setup. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and look forward to our full review pretty soon as we review the iRobot Roomba 980. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, wherever you're at, we're at. Thanks for watching. Till next time.